Hey, happy Sunday, everyone. Glenn Kellaway from the basement. Um, I often get accused and teased that I have 150 albums in my top 10 favorite albums because I'll say, this is a top 10 album, this is a top 10 album. So I challenged myself. I actually wrote down what I consider my really favorite albums. And I don't have 150. You guys are wrong. I got 16. So Glenn Kellaway from the basement proudly presents my top 16, my 16 top 10 albums. This is it. 16 of them. How did I squeeze 16 into 10? How do I do that math? Stay tuned. And watch. Now, I have to tell you before I start, before we get up to the top four actually, the top four are cemented in. I can't see them ever changing. So they're just so easy to pick. I just pick them right out and stick them in there. It's great. After that, from 5 to 10 is like, should this really be in it? It's kind of so, it's not as essential, the order. But okay, so here's how I did squeeze 16 albums into 10. I have ties. So in the 10th spot, I'm going to start with a band that I'm just completely fallen in love with their stuff, and really hard to choose a favorite album, but I really think it's Lamb Lies Down on Broadway, Genesis. I love this album. Now I want to kind of rate these albums as I'm ranking them. So this is number 10, and side 1 is fantastic. Side 2 I really like. Some people say it's got a lot of filler, and not that I tend to agree that it's got filler in it, because I do like the whole side, but I can see where there's a bit of a weakness there. It tails off a little bit, and so I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10. Now, tied with Lamb Lies Down on Broadway is one of my favorite albums from the 60s. It's Cheap Thrills, Big Brother and the Holding Company. What a great album. 1968. Just fantastic. It comes across as a live album, but it's a studio album, except for Ball and Chain, which I believe is a live performance. But Summertime, there's a great version of that. Piece of My Heart, classic tune. Great blues song called Turtle Blues. And, of course, the incredible vocal performance on Ball and Chain. Big Brother and the Holding Company, Cheap Thrills. Absolutely incredible album. That's number 10 taken care of. 2 albums. And I would rate that album very high. I'm going to give it a 8.5 out of 10. I don't even know why it's not almost perfect, but it's 8.5 out of 10. Number 9. I've got 2 albums in the 9th spot. For some reason, these albums are tied with me, and for some reason, I always think of them together, but they have nothing to do with each other. They weren't released in the same year. They're both rock albums. That's all they have in common. They're both double albums. But they're my favorite albums from 2 of the greatest bands of all time. Number 9, Led Zeppelin, Physical Graffiti. Man, I love this album. Side 1 and Side 2 are just incredible. I am going to rate this album an 8.5. There's a couple of filler tracks on here. Down by the Seaside comes to mind, but absolutely incredible record. Next, the Stones, Exile on Main Street. I struggled with picking Beggar's Banquet or Exile, but for my whole life I've said Exile, so I got to go with Exile. Beggar's Banquet definitely deserves a mention, but I'm only trying to pick one album from an artist. Exile on Main Street, fantastic. 1972, just a rockin' album, and just the way I like my rock music, raw and rockin'. It just has this raw, rough loose feel to it, which is the way rock music should be played. I cannot stand the polished. That's why I don't like the Journeys and the Kansases and the Styx and all those bands, 'cause it just sounds like they're in the studio making everything note perfect and sounds so sweet. I just turns me off. This album, fantastic record. 9 out of 10. Exile on Main Street. Tumble and Dice, Sweet Virginia, Rock This Town. Oh, wow. Fantastic. Okay. Number 8. There's a tie. My favorite band, The Grateful Dead, American Beauty. My favorite studio album from The Grateful Dead. Another thing I tried to pick all studio albums. I would have picked something different if I was going live, but as a studio album, this is incredible. Is there a song on this album that I think is weak? Box of Rain's great, Friend of the Devil's great, Sugar Magnolia. Maybe Operator might be the only song. That's the song that Pigpen sings. That's probably the only song on this album that if I had to think. So it gets a 9 out of 10 because of one weak track. Tied with American Beauty for 8th place. Frank Zappa, Hot Rats. I'm going to say 9.5 out of 10 on this album. Fantastic album. Peaches and Regalia. A lot of people who rate Zappa always say this is the best he's done. Willie the Pimp with one of the great guitar solos of all time. Great album from Frank. Hot Rats. Tied at number 8 with American Graffiti. Number 7, another tie. David Bowie. My favorite Bowie album, Low. My favorite Bowie song, Always Crashing in the Same Car. And side 2 with all those incredible instrumental tracks. Just a fantastic album from David Bowie. 9.5 out of 10, and I don't know why it's not a 10 out of 10. Tied with Mr. Bowie would be English Settlement by XTC. What a great album. The percussion in this album, the bass playing, the songwriting, the singing, the vocal arrangements, the songs. It's just a great frickin' album, and the more you listen to it, the better it gets. English Settlement, XTC, fantastic album. 9.5 out of 10. I love that frickin' album. Number 6, man, I could give these 10 out of 10. I really could. It's funny, I rate something 10 out of 10, but then I'll pick something higher up in the list and it'll get a 9 out of 10. But I'm kind of basing it on its own merit, whether I think how perfect it is, not whether I like it better. So if that makes any sense. So 2. I urge everyone who's never heard this album to listen to it. Arthur Brown's Kingdom Come, Galactic Zoo Dossier. Check out a track called Sunrise. It's fantastic. My buddy Pat at Close to the Edge, if you're watching this video, Pat, I think you would frigging love this album. Galactic Zoo Dossier. Please give it a listen and let me know, buddy, if you've ever heard it. If I have to recommend an album for you, this is it. Galactic Zoo Dossier, just fantastic stuff from Arthur Brown. Great band. Very quirky. It's an album when you first listen to it, you kind of go, whoa, a bit uncomfortable. But man, once you get into it, it is just fantastic. Great record. That gets a 10 out of 10. Another one that gets a 10 out of 10 that is tied for 6th place with Galactic Zoo Dossier is Steven Wilson's brilliant album, Hand Cannot Erase. The best concept album of all time. Tells a very poignant, moving story. Moves the story along really well. The music is just brilliant. The lyrics are great. The whole album is just perfection. It is just Hand Cannot Erase. 10 out of 10. Next, we're at number 5, and I have another tie. 2 kind of psychedelic albums, I guess, in a way. One of them, to me, sounds psychedelic. The other one doesn't, but it's from the psychedelic era and from the San Francisco scene. But number 5, Spirit, 12 Dreams of Dr. Sardonicus. What a great frickin' record this is. Now, when I give kudos to the producer of this album because I think the band was in a bit of turmoil by the time they'd finished recording a lot of these songs. And I don't think they actually put the album together. I think the producer took all the tracks and sequenced them and arranged the whole thing. And he just did one of the best jobs of all time. The record is so cohesive, flows perfectly. Every song is a frickin' gem. Another 10 out of 10. I've loved this album since it came out. Spirit 12 Dreams of Dr. Sardonicus. Tied for number 5 with Jefferson Airplane, Surrealistic Pillow, an album that was a real game changer for me. Released in 1966. White Rabbit and Somebody to Love were the hits off of this album, but the whole album is fantastic. Very acoustic-y in a lot of times. There's some kind of couple of psychedelic tracks, like maybe Plastic Fantastic Lover and a couple other songs, but there's a lot of ballads on here. Today and Coming Back to Me. Jorma's very cool acoustic instrumental track called Embryonic Journey. Fantastic album. Again, this is a 10 out of 10 album for me. And the last 4 are all on their own, one in each position, all 10s. All 10s. Bob Dylan's Blonde on Blonde. Oh man, I love this album. When I talk about the greatest albums of all time, I always put Sgt. Pepper at the first, Blonde on Blonde second. But as a favorite album, it's ranking 4th. And I just love all the tracks on here. My favorite Dylan song, Visions of Johanna, is on here. The great singles tracks, Rainy Day Woman, Just Like a Woman, I Want You. The song takes up the whole side of Sad-Eyed Lady of the Lowlands. One of Us Must Know Sooner or Later, one of my favorite Dylan songs. Recorded in Nashville, Tennessee. Just a great, great record at number 4. Number 3, Yes's masterpiece, Close to the Edge. What can you say about this album? Every note is fantastic. Every line, every vocal, every instrument, every song. It's just a freaking 12 out of 10 album. Close to the Edge. Yes. Number 2. Court of the Crimson King, King Crimson. Some people say this is the what started it all in the prog rock scene. Brilliant album. This album inspired a ton of people. And I've been reading a lot of background on Genesis. And they were huge King Crimson fans. And very inspired by King Crimson in their early days and Robert Fripp. So, very cool. And Fripp ended up playing on Peter Gabriel albums. Yeah. Number 1, Aqualung, Jethro Tull. Speaking of Steven Wilson, this is his remix. But I don't know. I've said it before. I bought this album purely on speculation when I saw the cover. I was aware of Jethro Tull from the first album this was. Didn't pay any attention to Stand Up or Benefit, I guess, came before it. So I kind of just left it that, they're a blues band and never paid any attention. Then I saw this album in the record store when it came out and went, I'm buying this. I came home and just blew me away from the first note. 10 out of 10 album. Like, this album just is like so close to my heart. I absolutely love it. It's number 1. That is my top 16, my 16 top 10 albums. Let me know yours. You can just put 10 out of 10 if you want. Or you don't have to put any. Tell me if I'm stupid or you agree with me. Please subscribe to the channel if you can. And that's it. Have a great Sunday.